Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. Today I'm here for the Scrapbook Nerd online shop, and I'm going to be creating a 12 by 12 layout featuring Vicki Boutin's Where to Next collection. This one comes together quickly and easily. So here's the material I'll be using. I have paper and embellishments from the Where to Next collection. These products are all available at the Scrapbook Nerd online shop. So I'm going to link up the shop along with the products I use in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. In advance, I prepared a frame style foundation page with 3 sheets of paper. This time I only gutted one of them. I got the middle layer. That's what I'm showing you right now. There is a tutorial on my channel where I explain how to do that. So that will be listed and linked below. I'm showing you the other papers that I've selected. I did mat 2 photos in black cardstock already. And in this tray, I have a bunch of embellishments. So I did some fussy cutting. I have flowers along with leaves. I've been doing that quite a bit with this collection. I'm showing you the 2 papers. I'm not much of a fussy cutter, but those ones are really, really easy to fussy cut. I also have some ephemera. I have some cut apart sheets. I have a papery pack. So these are like ephemera packs, only the pieces are really quite thin. And there are also washi tape stickers in this papery pack as well. So each one of these papery packs has 200 pieces. I also have some chipboard stickers, cardstock stickers, some puffy titles. I don't use all of this, but I definitely dig into a lot of it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is look at this paper, and this honestly was my inspiration. This paper is called Travel Notes. I absolutely love it. I look at it and it makes me feel like I have 10 different pattern papers. So what I'm going to do is I'm trimming it down now so that it's 10 inches wide. And what I'm going to do is simply start cutting out these strips of paper. So I'm going to be doing it with scissors because the lines are already kind of wonky. So I want to follow the wonky style of these lines. And basically, I'm going to be creating one of these layouts with a bunch of strips of paper, but it all comes from the very same paper in my case because there are a bunch of strips of paper. Anyway, I thought it was really cool and just a great quick way to create a layout. I'm going to speed this up a bit because it's kind of repetitive. And then what I will do, you're going to see me come in with a pencil, and I'm going to just simply place a number. I'm numbering them from 1 onwards going down, just so that I remember the order. I can erase that later on. I end up removing one of the stripes, however, that's because I definitely want to maintain some white space around the edges and at the top and the bottom. So I had too many stripes there. So I ended up removing one of them. And now what I'm doing is applying a bit of ink to all of these strips of paper. And the ink I'm using is Morning Mist by VersaFine Clair. So I continue doing that off camera. I'm placing my photos there, but what I want to do is tear the ends of all of these strips of paper. What I want to create here is a photo mat with these strips of paper, and I want it to be more narrow towards the top and narrow towards the bottom. And I kind of want it to taper out more wide towards the middle. That's where I will be placing my photo. So I just want it to be wider in the middle. So once again, I'm placing my photos, just checking in here. Now I want to add some stitching. Now I do not have a sewing machine handy, so I'm going to be doing some faux stitching, and I'm going to be using an old template from Stampin' Up. So basically what I'm doing is I'm drawing a straight line in pencil, which is kind of hard because these lines are scissor cut, so they are a little bit wonky, but I'm doing the best I can. Anyway, I'm going to be doing it on 5 of these strips of paper. And then what I will do is just take that little template, which has these evenly placed holes on them, and I'm going to take a paper piercing tool and just poke holes along the line. So these are all evenly spaced, very, very easy to do, but you could do this easily with a sewing machine, obviously, or even just simply a marker. So I'm not going to make you watch all of this. I continue doing this off camera, and you're going to see I circle back in, and I will show you how I join each one of those poked holes with a fine tip marker, and it just gives the illusion of stitching. It's a great option for faux stitching. So I've got some of those done. It ends up that one of the 5 gets covered up, but that's the name of the game when you're doing layering. So I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do is start adhering these strips of paper to my foundation page, and I'm just going to start at the bottom and work my way up, and I'm leaving a little bit of space in between each one of these strips of paper. Now again, it's kind of hard to get these straight because I cut them with scissors on purpose, a little bit wonky. But when I'm coming in with that T-square, what I'm checking is I'm making sure that the line is straight with my stitching line. So that's what you see me checking in, but otherwise I'm basically eyeballing it here. So I'm moving my way up, and once this is down, I'm going to get out all of my embellishing and start embellishing my page. But already this photo mat, which is made with one piece of paper, already has quite a visual impact on the page because there are all of these different patterns on it. So I have all of my embellishing around me here, and I'm just going to give you a quick look at that. I have chipboard stickers, cardstock stickers. On this tray, I have my fussy cut leaves, flowers, and I also have some ephemera pieces. I have a handful of those papyri pieces, and now I want to show you the title. I have 2 title options. One of them is a sticker from the cardstock sticker sheet. That's what I'm showing you right now. And the other one, I'm pairing die cut letters, a die cut word, with a chipboard word. So the word I die cut is just. I did it in that pink paper, and I'm going to show you I backed that paper in these Be Creative tape sheets. So basically I made my pink paper adhesive, then I ran it through my die cutting machine with these dies here from Tim Holtz. It's the alphanumeric stretch lowercase and number dies. So I die cut the word just, which is adhesive, which is fantastic, and I will pair that with the word wow from the chipboard sticker sheet. Again, I will decide which title I will use a little bit later on. So basically what I'm going to be creating here are 2 main embellishment clusters, one in the top left, and the main embellishment cluster will be in the bottom right. In the main embellishment cluster in the bottom right, that's also going to be where I put my title and my journaling. So you can see I already came in with 2 fussy cut pink flowers in each corner. Now I'm placing a papyri piece underneath that landscape photo. That's going to be where I do my journaling later on. And then what I'm going to do is continue working in each one of those embellishment clusters, each one of those embellishment areas. And all I'm doing is basically repeating color and repeating images. So right now I have 2 pink flowers, one in each, but one is bigger than the other. Then I came in with an orange flower in each cluster. Now I'm coming in with these big tropical fussy cut leaves. So I put more of them in the bottom right than in the top left. So all I'm doing here is using repetition, but I'm making sure one of them is bigger than the other. And once all of that's down, I will play around and just decide what I'm going to do for my title. So I come in with that sticker, which I actually quite like, but I don't end up using it. I decide I'm going to go with just wow, because these photos are of the fabulous landscape where I was in Jamaica. We are always amazed at how beautiful this place is. So this title just kind of fit my story more. Anyway, you can see the title overlaps the photo and that embellishment cluster in the bottom right. At this point, I know I have to do some finishing touches. I know I want to add more to these clusters, but I have too many loose pieces on my desk. So I'm going to adhere what I have decided upon, and then I will come in and finish later on. I'm starting with adhering both photos down. So I start with a photo on the left. Then what I will do is come in and adhere that papyri piece. You're going to notice when I adhere the papyri piece, I'm only putting adhesive at the top. That's because papyri pieces are really, really thin. And when I go to do my writing later on, this papyri piece is on top of some other layers. Anyway, what I'm going to end up doing off camera is slipping a paper underneath that papyri piece when I do my journaling, just to make sure my journaling is nice and straight. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but the papyri piece is really, really thin, and I didn't want it to be bumpy, my writing bumpy on top of those layers. Now I continued adhering the flowers and leaves there, and now what I'm going to do is adhere my title. So I'm adhering the word just, and I'm doing it backwards because I want the T to land on the far right. And you're going to see I leave the chipboard piece that says wow loose for a little bit because I'm not quite sure exactly how I want to position it. So now I'm just going to work on that top left corner, which is much smaller, so it's quicker to adhere. And then what I will do is come in with some finishing touches. So I am going to go into the sticker and chipboard pieces in a minute. What I'm doing actually right now is adding some foam adhesive behind the word wow, because I do know I want that to pop up on foam adhesive, but still I don't know where it's supposed to go at this point. Now I tucked in another flower in that cluster in the bottom right. I'm coming in with this little bird. I think it's a toucan. Anyway, I tuck him in that cluster there. I do like it. I try him in the other cluster as well, but I find that he's looking off the page, so he ends up in the cluster on the bottom right. I also want to beef up the clusters a little bit more, or beef up the embellishing a little bit more. So I find this tab that says vacay. I place it on top of that landscape photo with another piece of chipboard that says happiness is here. And I like how that adds a little bit more embellishing and a little bit more weight to that area of the page. I also have this orange word sticker that says like sunshine and good vibes. I can't read it right now, but it's something like that. I like it, but I can't seem to place it on the page. So you're going to see that come back and forth a few times, but it doesn't end up making it on the page. I ended up making a decision for the word wow. I wasn't sure if I wanted it straight or on an angle, so I kind of put it on a slight angle. And I'm really getting close to the end. I'm still coming in with that orange sticker there, but I can't seem to make it work. So that may end up on the complimentary page. Anyway, now what you see me doing is coming in with a little bit of foam adhesive, and I'm just tucking a little bit of foam adhesive under all of the leaves in both of those clusters. So that just adds a little bit of texture and dimension and a little bit of interest there. So I am pretty much done here. This came together very, very quickly. And again, it looks like I have all of these different pattern papers, but it just started with one pattern paper that happened to have a lot of different prints on it. Now all I'm doing is fluffing up the ends of those torn edges, and that's basically it. All I ended up doing off camera was adding my journaling. And if you look underneath that tab on the landscape photo, there's a little chipboard heart. I just popped that up on foam adhesive, but that is basically it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the Scrapbook Nerd YouTube channel, we would be thrilled if you did. The same thing for my channel, Scrapbooking Quebec. Make sure to check out the Scrapbook Nerd online shop for this fun collection and lots more. Have a great day, and I will see you July 14th on YouTube. Bye-bye.